Hello and welcome to Lesson 4 in M5's latest, greatest TV programme. I'm Gav Duncan. I'm not Dave Squid. And I'm here on your TV to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready to start today's lesson? Yes? Good. Well then, let's learn English together. Before we start today's lesson, let's think about what we learned in Lesson 1, 2 and 3. In Lesson 1, we learned to greet people, to introduce ourselves and other people, and we learned about the morning, the afternoon and the evening. In Lesson 2, we learned about the verb to be, the full and short versions, and how to make the negative with not. We looked at the full and short positive versions of the verb to be. I am, I'm. You are, you're. He is, he's. She is, she's. It is, it's. And then we looked at the full and short negative versions of the verb to be. I am not, I'm not. You are not, you're not. He is not, he's not. She is not, she's not. It is not, it's not. In Lesson 3, we learned how to say the numbers from 1 to 10, and we learned that O is said in different ways. We practiced some telephone numbers and some mathematics. Let's look at the days of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. A week is 7 days. There are 7 days in every week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday are weekdays. Saturday and Sunday are the weekend. The weekend is at the end of the week. Normally, I work on weekdays. Usually, I relax at the weekend. So, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday are weekdays. Saturday and Sunday are the weekend. Usually, I work on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. At the weekend, I relax. Let's hear that again. On Monday, I work. On Tuesday, I work. On Wednesday, I work. On Thursday, I work. On Friday, I work. On Saturday, I relax. On Sunday, I relax. At the weekend, I relax. Now, when we write the days of the week, we always start with a capital letter. The first letter is a big letter. We write Monday, not Monday. We write Tuesday, not Tuesday. We write Wednesday, not Wednesday. We write Thursday, not Thursday. We write Friday, not Friday. We write Saturday, not Saturday. And we write Sunday, not Sunday. So, now we know all the days of the week. We also know that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday are weekdays. We know that Saturday and Sunday are the weekend. We know that when we write the days of the week, we write them starting with a capital letter. The first letter is a big letter. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. On Monday, I work. On Tuesday, I work. On Wednesday, I work. On Thursday, I work. On Friday, I work. But on Saturday and Sunday, I relax. On Saturday, I relax. On Sunday, I relax. Now, let's think about that again. I said, on Friday, I work. On Saturday, I relax. And at the weekend, I relax. I use different prepositions, on and at. I said on for the days and at for the weekend. There are three forms of preposition we use with time: at, on, and in. We use at for clock times. I get up at 7:45. We use on for days and dates. On Saturday, on Christmas Day, and we use in when we talk about months, years, and seasons. At 11:45 a.m. At 6:36 p.m. On Wednesday. On Friday. In winter. In April. In 1985. We also know that we use at for the weekend. I relax at the weekend. So, we say I relax on Saturday, I relax on Sunday, and I relax at the weekend. We say in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, but at night. We say at for religious holidays, like Christmas and Easter. I go home at Easter. I relax at Christmas. But we still use on with the days. On Easter Sunday. On Christmas Day. Okay, let's look at that again. We use at for clock times. I get up at 7:45. We use on for days and dates. On Saturday, on Christmas Day, and we use in when we talk about months, years, and seasons. At 10:30 a.m. At 8:15 p.m. On Tuesday. On Thursday. On the 4th of September. On the 25th of December. In spring. In July. In 2010. We also say in for the morning, the afternoon, and the evening. In the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. But we say at night. I work in the morning and in the afternoon. I relax in the evening. I sleep at night. Now, let me tell you a story about the squirrel in my garden. In my garden, there's a squirrel. His name is Terence. Terry, the squirrel. I see him in the morning on Monday, in the morning on Tuesday, and in the morning on Wednesday. I see Terry in the afternoon on Thursday and in the afternoon on Friday. I see Terry in the morning and in the afternoon on Saturday and in the morning and in the afternoon on Sunday. I see him in the morning and in the afternoon at the weekend. In the spring and summer, I see Terry in the mornings and in the afternoons. I see Terence the squirrel in spring, in summer, in autumn, and in winter. I see him in the morning or in the afternoon on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Thursday, and on Friday. I see him in the morning and in the afternoon on Saturday and on Sunday. This means I see him in the morning and in the afternoon at the weekend. Do you remember the numbers we learned in lesson 3? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, there are 7 days in every week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, let's think about sport. There are lots of sports competitions. Football is a sport. The World Cup is a football competition. Tennis is a sport. Wimbledon is a tennis competition. Rugby is a sport. The Rugby World Cup is a rugby competition. There are lots of sports in the Olympic Games. The Olympic Games is a very big competition. When we talk about a competition, we talk about results. Result is singular, one. Results are plural, more than one. Singular, one. Plural, more than one. Now, when we talk about sports, we normally talk about results. Now, what do we usually say when we talk about results? We usually use a different form of number to talk about results. We use numbers to make a list, like this. First, second, third. We say, Lewis Hamilton is first, or Lewis Hamilton is second, or Lewis Hamilton is third. First, second, third. We also use this form of number to talk about other things, like the days of the week. Monday is the first day of the week. Tuesday is the second day of the week. Wednesday is the third day of the week. Monday is the first day of the week. Tuesday is the second day of the week. Wednesday is the third day of the week. Okay, but what about the other days in the week? Well, here they are. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. So, we can say Monday is the first day of the week. Tuesday is the second day of the week. Wednesday is the third day of the week. Thursday is the fourth day of the week. Friday is the fifth day of the week. Saturday is the sixth day of the week. And Sunday is the seventh day of the week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. That's the end of today's lesson. Today was lesson number 4, the 4th lesson. We learned the days of the week, and we learned about weekdays and the weekend. We learned a new form of number to give information about results and lists. This was the 4th lesson, lesson number 4 on M5's brand new English program, English Lessons on Your TV. I had fun. I hope you had fun. My name's Gav Duncan. See you later for lesson number 5, the 5th lesson. See you later. Bye.